Hi, my name is Sasha and I am starting a new knitting vlog type thing. So I am currently at university and I am studying management and I'm on holiday for about 3 months. I've got an internship to do in between, but I've got a little bit of extra time, so I decided to start a vlog. I am currently working on a whole list of things. I have 14 works in progress at the moment, and I am just trying to get through them one by one. So I thought I would take you along with me. You would see what I was starting, what I was finishing, help hold me a little bit accountable. So a little bit about me. I am living in Hamilton, New Zealand, and as I've already said, I am at university and I am currently working at our local knit store, which is called Knit World. That's about it. So I'll just show you a little bit of my works in progress. The first thing that I have on the go is this really pretty blanket. It is a blanket for my partner's nan for Christmas, so it's about a lap gan size. I think I'm about halfway through it. It's getting quite large. This little guy was just a progress keeper that I found and decided to put on there to see how far I was getting through. I've been working on this for probably about a month now. There's a little bit of there are a couple of mistakes in there, but it's doing fine. Not a lot to say about this. It's just a 4-row repeat, and I will put the pattern in the description for you so that if you want to do it you can look it up yourself. This is a 8-ply yarn. This is the yarn here, it's just caked up. It's called Crafty Mouse, so it's got 2 shades of red in it. One's more of a pinky colour, you can't really see in this light, there's some shadow. One's sort of a pinky colour and one is more crimsony red. So it's got quite a bit of texture to it, which isn't coming off on camera. A little bit over here. I am doing it on 5mm needles, and these are the Knit Pro marbles. So that's the first one that I've got going. The next project that I've got is actually almost finished. I just have the heels and toes to do. These are some socks for my partner. They're on 2.5mm needles. I'm doing them concurrently, so here's the other one. So they're extremely long. He's got very big feet and he likes to have a nice tall sock that will come up over his work boot. So it is Little Red Yarns. I'm not sure of the colourway name though. I can just tell you the dyer, who is a New Zealand dyer from Christchurch, and I'm using just a cheap Countrywide Happy Feet in the charcoal colour for the contrast because I didn't have anything that really went with it. For this sock I'm using the Zings, and for the other one is just the Novas in an 80cm cable. I was doing these 2 at a time, but I decided that they weren't growing quick enough and I like things that grow quite quickly, so I swapped to just doing them concurrently. I used almost the full 100 grams of the main colour for these, so they're really, really huge. So now I am working on crocheting a market bag for a Christmas present. I'm not going to tell you for who in case they're watching. It's just a mixture of treble crochets down the bottom to give it a sturdy, nothing's going to fall out, and then some trebles, half trebles down the bottom, trebles for a mesh panel, and then some more half trebles on top. So I've done all of this mesh panel this afternoon. I had to have a nap. I didn't have to, I accidentally had a nap. So now I am currently watching the Chile Knits podcast in Spanish, which is why it may sound a bit garbled to some of you. And just happily working away on this. I'm hoping to get it finished tonight so that I don't have to deal with any more Christmas presents. It's like my second to last one, I think. I've got a couple more small things that I want to do, and then if I've got time, I've got some other things that I'll throw into the mix. So I'll update you when I finish it. So I may not have finished my bag yet. I have done one handle. Please excuse the slight mess of my room. I did do a little bit of a tidy today. So I've got one handle done, but now it is time for dinner. I'm having salad with some carrots and hummus and some vegetarian veggie fingers. So I'll get back to you when I finally finish my bag. So last night I did manage to finish the market bag. All it needed when I last spoke to you was the handles, and here they are. I did one in this contrast colour and one in this tealy colour, which I've put through in here because I think the recipient will actually really like that. She's really into that funky kind of stuff. So here's how it looks, just hanging without anything in it. So that's another thing done for Christmas. I've also been working on some makeup wipes. Again, just out of a cotton acrylic kind of thing. I've still got to weave in all the ends. I think I'm going to make about 20 if I've got enough yarn for it. I did buy a whole new ball. These were started as using up the leftovers of another market bag that I crocheted for work. So now I've got these two as well. I've actually done 11, I think. And some of the ends are a bit iffy, but like on this one you can kind of see that I woven the ends on the wrong side, but I don't think that the person getting them is going to worry. I'm going to stick these in a cleaned out candle jar with some makeup remover stuff. I might even look into making my own makeup remover so that I know that it'll be fine for her skin. And then there's another end just poking out there that I'll need to weave in properly, but and then I'm looking into making my own makeup remover because she's got quite sensitive skin and I really want her to be able to use them. These are a really great alternative to using disposable makeup wipes. Once you've finished it with it for the night, you just throw it in your laundry hamper. They can go through with any laundry. I've made them really easy care so that it doesn't matter how she puts them through. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep going on those today. I've done some dishes, which has left me in quite a bit of pain, so I'm going to heat up my heat pack, sit with my heat pack for a bit, and watch some more podcasts. So for those of you who may be interested, I have a rechargeable heat pack. So this thing here, you stick it in, it heats it up, and it stays hot for about 3 or 4 hours. I bought it from my local pharmacy. It is great. I love it. Fits. If it weren't for this thing, I don't know what I would be doing. I am watching the Chile Knits podcast, this time in English. I do speak Spanish, but it has been a long time since I was in Chile, so sometimes I miss a couple of things. I did also forget to mention that this is done out of Nako Calico, which is actually a cotton acrylic on 3.5mm needles. It's so short that I haven't bothered to put a cable on this. I don't intend to have anything falling off the end, so I just couldn't be bothered. I cast on 16 stitches and I knit for 22 rows and then I cast off. So it's just a plain garter stitch rectangle. I am a very loose knitter, so these are probably more the equivalent of a 4mm gauge. And these are the Knit Pro or Knitter's Pride carbons, which have a carbon fibre. This black bit is carbon fibre, and then the tips are, I think, aluminium. They're not too pointy, they are a little pointy, but I like them. I find them quite good, and yeah. Good morning, guys. So today my plan is to attempt to finish the socks that I started for Geordie. I've just got a little bit left on the afterthought heel of the last one to do, and to finish the 6 makeup remover wipes. I'm sorry about the noise outside. The gardeners are back to finish off the landlady's garden and to fix up some of our guttering and stuff. So here's what I plan on working on today. I've done 14 and a bit of these, and I just have the last teeny tiny little bit of this to finish, which I really should have finished last night, but I was just too tired after finishing dinner that I didn't. So that's my plan, and I will update you if and when I finish it. I have finished all 20 of the makeup wipes. They all have their ends woven in and are ready to be gifted. I have also finished the socks, which wasn't very hard, literally just had the afterthought heel to go. I already know that they fit really well because Geordie was wearing one yesterday, so he will get those tonight. And I think now I'm actually going to go for a bit of a walk. It is a lovely day outside, so I'm going to take myself out, get away from the drilling that has been going on all morning. It's now 1:01 and he's been going since 9 o'clock this morning. So I think I will get out, go for a walk, take my headphones with me, listen to some music and just get outside. Before I run away on my walk, I have to cross off my list. I've already crossed off Geordie's socks off there. I'm going to have to use my feet. Already crossed off Geordie's socks off there. That's what these ones were here. And now I get to cross off makeup wipes. Oh, no, my pen stopped working. Makeup wipes. So I've got them all colour coded. I've got orange as blankets, so you can see I've got 4 blankets on the go. Anything that has red in it is a Christmas present, so you can see I've just got 2 Christmas presents left that are on my needles, but I do have a couple more that I actually want to make. Blues are socks, so I've got 4 socks on the needles and 1 is a commission. And then orange is blanket, I've already said that. And green is an accessory, so I've got 1 shawl to finish and a cable skirt which I need to line and put some elastic in. So I might walk into town and get some elastic for that. I don't know if I can make it all the way into town though, we'll see. did about 5.5 kilometres just around the gardens and just down the road from me. So I took some footage of them and I'll show them to you. I'll have inserted them. You should have already seen them. So at the moment I am working on a crocheted blanket which I started ages ago. Here are all of the squares that I have going on. My bottle of water. And I'm just putting a border of white around them and then I'm just crocheting them together. I'm not overly worried about how this turns out. It's probably just gonna become a cat blanket. I'm hoping that throwing it through the dryer might flatten it out a little bit. We'll see. I'm not attached to this in any way, I just want it to be done. My plan for right now is to just keep working on putting the last round on these blanket squares until I run out of yarn. This is all I've got left of the white at the moment, and I will probably get some more on Monday. Once I finish that, I am going to read some more of my book, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin, which was recommended by by Kristen of Villenvine Yarns, who has the Yarngasm podcast. So I think I'm about halfway through this book. Yeah, I'm about here. So I'm going to read some more of it. I've given the first two to a friend to read, so I want to be able to finish this one before she wants to borrow it. My bag of squares is getting fuller. I'm getting there. One's getting emptier, one's getting fuller. Once I run out of yarn, this is just a ball that I was going to keep using. Sorry about the mess on my floor, by the way. I haven't tidied it up today at all. I'm currently just watching the Very Little podcast and doing my crochet, and I finally for once moved out of my bed, which makes a change. Good morning. It is not morning anymore. Good afternoon. I am currently working on the lap blanket that I'm doing for Geordie's nan. I'm thinking I'm over halfway now. I reckon halfway is probably 2 inches-ish below where I am right now. You can see I've made a little bit of a mistake in here. I had dropped a stitch and I attempted to pick it back up. I didn't do a very good job because I didn't have a crochet hook, so I'm thinking I might drop that back down and fix it up. The colour on camera is not showing up very well at all. I'm not sure how to get the colour accuracy in. It's a much deeper red than what is showing, but this is sort of where we want it to sit. There's my foot there, so it's probably about my ankle, and this is sort of where my waist is up here. I want it to come up a little higher so that she can either fold it over and have it really heat up her lap, or she can have it on her lap while she's got her feet on the floor and it covers down her ankles. This little guy is now where I showed it to you at the start of the week. This is the first day that I've actually picked it up. I have a good chunk left of my ball. I'm going to attempt to get maybe half of this ball finished today, and hopefully the other half finished tomorrow. I really don't have anything that I'm supposed to be doing except for some translations. I am currently watching Meg of the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast. So, hi Meg. She's very excited. And yeah, so I'll get back to you at some point with another update. Good morning. So today is Sunday and I have gotten back out my partner's crochet blanket, or the crochet blanket for my partner. He is not crocheting it himself. It's basically a bunch of hexagons like this with one more round of colour around them, and I've got 12 different colours. I have a bunch done here. This is my basket full of stuff for them, and I am just working on these. I've already done my translating for the day, so that is all sorted, and I have some Starburst to keep me company, and a Bruce, who is our cat, somewhere. So I think today is just going to be a pajama day with some podcasts. I'm still watching the Chili Knits podcasts, and yeah. It really doesn't look like I've done much, and I know that this corner is a giant mess. I'm gonna get around to it at some point. But does anybody else get really annoyed by little bits like this? This came out while I was trying to get Centerpool, and now I'm sort of adamant that I'm going to keep crocheting either until I get to the end of this pile, or this little thread loop that is so annoying me has been used up. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I will keep crocheting until it's gone. Here's my pile of third rounds that I have finished. Just over halfway. And here's one that I am just going around on. I'm now watching Louise Pentland and some of her old videos, and that's what I'm up to. We have success. It is gone. I have finally finished that pile of third rounds. I've got this much left of the yarn that I was using to go around it, so I'll need to buy some more of that. I have a big list of ones that I need to buy more of. I was only getting them one ball at a time. So now I'm going to move on to tidying up all of this mess. And there's Brucey Bee. So I am officially all tidied and vacuumed. There's a couple of things on the bed that I still need to deal with, and 2 baskets of washing that need to be dealt with. And now I am watching Jacqueline from the Brooklyn Knit Vault podcast, and I will get back to crocheting this big tub of yarn. I started doing this and then realised that I could actually vlog it. It's still fibre related. I got a spinning wheel for my 21st birthday. I'm now 22. And I turned 23 in March, to give you an idea of how long I've had that spinning wheel for. And not long afterwards, I was at a op shop with my partner, and we saw an Ashford that was in pretty good condition as far as I knew. Turns out it was missing some bits, but it's all fixed now, thanks to a lovely lady at the weekend in Taupo that we had. And I had spun most of this before I went on that weekend, but I hadn't plied it. I haven't actually finished spinning all of the fibre, but honestly I was running out of bobbins. So I've still got this and this to ply, and I've still got another box of fibre to finish spinning. But I decided to ply this when I got home and wind it into a skein today. It's been sitting on the bobbin for a week now, over that. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing before work. I start work at 1, and it is currently almost 10, and I'm just winding some yarn. I thought I'm pretty proud of this for my first for my first spinning. It seems pretty, like it doesn't kink back on itself. That was how I was told to check that it had been spun correctly, although I think it may have been overspun. It feels a little stringy, and it is a bit thick and thin in places and stuff like that, but I'm actually pretty dang proud of it. I'm all wound. It was a bit of a learning curve. My Swift, when this moves up, it closes, and so it started off down here, and as I wound it got tighter and tighter, so my skein got a bit smaller. But I'm gonna put loads and loads of ties on it so that I can take it for a bath and then hang it out to dry somewhere. I have finished, now that I've finished winding my wool, I've decided to do some more knitting on Geordie's socks. They're fine and dandy socks. I started them when they were really popular and kind of forgot about them. The needle broke and they got put on hold, but I am back doing them now. These are Red Riding Hood yarns in her sock base. I'm not sure of what the colourway was. And I'm doing these 2 at a time, and I'm doing the large size. And I think I'm about 1 repeat off putting in the heel, or half a repeat off putting in the heel. I'm doing a short row heel instead of a heel flapping gusset, which is what's in the pattern. But yeah. Good morning, it is currently Wednesday morning, and I think today I'm going to put all of my little clips all together and put them up on YouTube. I am currently watching the Fairy Little podcast and doing some spinning. So this is my spinning. There's Marsha of the Fairy Little podcast, and there's my breakfast and some snacks. So I've kind of like all pulled apart some fibre which is caught on my phone charger. But yeah, you can see that I've kind of like drafted a little bit and just put it all in a pile. I find that if I don't do that, I will just spin for hours and hours without a break. Here is what I've spun already. I'm actually pretty proud of this bobbin because I have done all of this in 2 sittings, which is a lot quicker than I was before. This is the thickness that I am trying to get. Not sure why it's focusing on my grubby hands instead of the fibre. But there you can see the thickness and how dusty my wheel is. I try and dust it every time I start spinning. But yeah, I just have an Ashford traditional that we picked up from the op shop, if I hadn't already said that. So this is the end of my very first vlog. If you would like to, please subscribe if you like what you saw. You can give the video a like, and if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Ravelry, my username is Sasha Philburn. No spaces, no dots, nothing, just SASHAPHILBURN. So thank you very much for watching if anybody watches, and I will probably start the next vlog now, but you will see me next week.